All right, so we are going to talk about 7 marketing tools for Q2 2023. The year is going by really quickly right now, and we're going to jump right into it. So the very first tool that's worth taking a look at is Character.ai. And Character.ai, what it does is it can create a character of you. Okay, it's literally, that's what it is. And you can basically make a character assistant. So it can be like a study buddy, or it can be, for example, I can take all the conversations that Neil and I have had in this podcast, and we can make a talking head Eric, and we can make a talking head Neil as well. And then this is basically someone that they know how we behave, they know our mannerisms, and now you can ask questions to Neil, you can ask questions to an Eric, right? And so this is a very early version of it. You can practice new language with an assistant. And I might be getting Character.ai mixed up with something else, but the whole point here is that you can create characters now, and you can just upload all the text that you've done through your video content, through your audio content, and this is becoming more possible through AI. But Character.ai is one to check out, and then as Neil goes, I'm going to check for the other potential tool.
Yeah, another one to end up checking out is Scalenut. I don't know if any of you have used Scalenut, but it enables you to quickly get the entire keyword plan for your niche and generate a content management strategy. It pretty much just automates a lot of the content creation steps and processes that you need to end up taking to create content, not just for a page, but more so a whole niche. So imagine you're like saying, all right, our website is on dog food. We now want to expand out into cat food. It can end up breaking pretty much everything down for that vertical or niche cat food in one simple report. And then that way you can end up creating all your articles, all your content without having to do page by page, which just streamlines the whole process.
All right, number 3. So this came out this week, but it is Google's Bard. So it's much improved, and it is their competitor to ChatGPT, and has a couple of different features that make it different. And so one is, by the way, I made a mistake when we discussed this earlier this week, but I said it's connected to the internet real time. It's more so it's updating from the internet, so it's not necessarily real time. So you can't necessarily make a change on your website and say, hey, what changes were made. It's not going to be that quick, but it's quick enough. So bard.google.com, I believe, and you can check it out and start using it. I highly recommend it.
What are we on? 4? Number 4, 7 cents. If you're doing email marketing, we've talked about email marketing in the last few episodes. You need to personalize, and that's what this tool will let you do. From your messaging to each person to the time that you're sending out the emails, it'll give you everything that you need to personalize for the most open rates and click rates, so that way you can maximize your revenue.
All right, number 5, I believe. So number 5 is StabilityAI. So it's a text to animation tool, and they just unveiled a text to animation feature called Stable Animation SDK, so developers can start to get in on this. So basically, if you're a user, you can think about generating animations from text, images, or video combined with text. That allows for people like Neil and myself who aren't the best artists, or I would say, at least for me, I like being creative. And so if you're not an artist, you can actually now create at scale, and the possibilities are endless. Go ahead, Neil.
And number 6, I blanked on the tool name, Midjourney. There you go. I now got it. But I've been using it for a while now. If you want to create images on anything, it's really cool. Eric, I don't know how much you use Midjourney, but you can do, hey, I want a lion in a spacesuit with the planets in the background and the lion using a laptop to code up a website. Like, you can literally make anything you want, which is really cool. What about copyright laws and plagiarism and all that kind of stuff? That kind of stuff, I don't know. Lawyers will figure that out, and so will the lawmakers. But it allows you to create new creatives much quicker. Funny enough, Facebook is also releasing AI too, to make their whole ad platform much easier, in which you can just crank out tons and tons of variations of the ads that you're running on Facebook.
Let's go a little deeper on that one, Neil. So I'm actually looking at this. Meta open sourced a multi-sensory model. So Meta they introduced a tool called ImageBind, which is a new AI research model. I'm actually going to share my screen over here for those of you that can see it, because Neil and I aren't the most technical people, but I think this image explains it really well. And Neil, you can tell me if you weren't referring to this one.
No, I am. And this could be our number 7.
Go ahead.
I was saying this could be our number 7.
Okay. So you weren't referring to this one. Okay, so this is called ImageBind. So it's a new AI research model that understands and combines text, audio, visual, movement, thermal, and depth data, and it makes it. You can see this image over here. It basically makes it all into one, right? And so you can see this image, or you can combine a handful of things. So I can say, oh, here's this image, and then here's this picture of a waterfall, and I can make it into a video with the tiger and the waterfall, right? Which I think is really interesting. This is going to allow for a lot more creatives from an ad perspective. And why wouldn't you like that as man? Oh, look at this. It's like a little baby Yoda that's wooden.
Yeah, no, this is the same one that I was talking about. I ended up reading an article. It was either on CNBC or TechCrunch. I read those two sites.
Well, since we're still on this right now, I think this one's really interesting. This is 7A, and I'm going to give my real number 7. But look at this one. OpenAI's text to 3D model. OpenAI is back with another huge product. They released research and code for their new text to 3D model. So if I said, Neil, I wanted a chair that looks like an avocado, it will model it out. And imagine if I can take it from text to 3D printing automatically, how
That's
quickly,
cool.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Imagine you do this for Emma.
Yeah, I haven't seen this before, but this is really cool.
You can make a giraffe for Emma. So Neil's daughter likes giraffes, right? You can literally make whatever you want. A giraffe shaped like a Pokemon or something.
But this also sounds expensive because then I got to buy a 3D printer. It's just cheaper to go on Amazon and spend $1.
It's okay. You're rich. So anyway, let me stop my share. So I've been talking about this quite a bit, even in the last episode, but using a newsletter software like beehiiv, so that's BHIV, I believe, they're releasing a lot of tools. So you can bid on, from like a CPC standpoint or CPA standpoint, on other people's newsletters. There's a lot of promotion features in there. There's a lot of referral features in there. And we talked about the importance of growing an email list because marketing is getting harder, and this is one of the last things that you can truly control. And so as long as your content's good, Neil revealed numbers around his, I think your open rates are around 44% or so, and then our open rates are around 40 to 50%. Let's call it 45% as well. And so you can still do a good job with email and still get pretty decent engagement. And that's one of the last bastions of control that you'll have as a marketer. So that is it for today. Let us know what you think we missed. And please don't forget to rate and review, subscribe, and we'll catch you later.